That'll warm you.
This is the Functional Gentleman. We're your hosts, Roy Gravis, Bucky Pender, in Producer's Corner.
For at least a few minutes.
Because he looks miserable as all hell. The good brother himself, John Marble. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you, sir. Merry
Feliz
Christmas to
Navidad.
yourself.
Yeah.
I love that song, by the way.
Feliz on my llama.
What?
What?
We came up with a new song.
Oh.
Dude,
What are you doing?
I was trying to get to my cutters and stuff to go ahead and have them ready, but I got
Give me that.
extra headphones in the way.
My wife has a ugly sweater that says Feliz Navidad on it, and it has llamas on the front.
Her and I have very different taste in ugly sweaters, by the way.
My dog earlier in the year had fleas. And
Oh, no.
We had to give him a bath, and it jumped on the sweater, and it bit her. So one day I was walking by, and she's like, "Man, that flea bit me on my sweater, like on my llama," and I started singing "Feliz on my llama."
I'm surprised.
Please on my llama.
I'm surprised you don't do what we used to do. We used to literally call it "fleas on my dog."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how we, yeah.
Merry Christmas, Ryan.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Ryan. Speaking of Ryan, can we
you wanna knock
pan
that out
to
real
that?
quick?
So we
Yes.
got an interesting gift the other day, and we got secretive phone calls. Y'all are gonna see the unfinished studio, but
Foam.
so we got that little darling
Yeah.
the other night from Ryan McGee. Which, if you don't know what
Beautiful.
it is, it's very beautiful. Number one, number two, it is a Garrison Brothers barrel.
Yes.
That has 2 Lazy Susans built in it.
Yes.
You can put your liquor, your cups, whatever you may want in it, and it's LED lit. The light changes
awesome.
colors. It's fantastic. I told Ryan real quick, I don't get speechless very often. I was speechless at that point.
Really cool. Really cool.
It's amazing. It's
If I'm not
amazing.
mistaken, there's probably a video floating around of us reacting to it.
Oh, yeah, I think Stephanie's got
Stephanie had
one.
her.
I think she does, too. I think you're 100% right.
So once again, Ryan, we from the Functional Gentleman to you, we
Yes,
cannot thank you enough.
No, cannot.
That thing is awesome, and it looks great.
It's phenomenal. Not only is it phenomenal, I got an interesting smoke of the week this week for everybody keeping track at home.
What we got?
It's something I normally don't do. I've only done, I think, one other one on the show. I did one on the show, and then I did one in St. Thomas, but it's the same brand. So tonight's smoke of the week is the aged 15 years Gurkha Cellars Reserve.
Okay.
Okay. It is a 4x60 on the ring gauge. It is a Carrillo 98 Dominican wrapper with various binders and fillers. That's all it says is various.
Interesting.
You know. So Gurkha, and for those of you who know a little bit about Gurkha, they're the ones that make the Spooky Ghost.
Yeah, they make the ghost line, right?
The one I had in St. Thomas was the Havana Legend, which is really good. It's one of the few Gurkhas I like. I'm curious about how this one's going to be because it's funny looking. The end's not real big. It's kind of torpedoed. So it's a good one though. I mean, it's dark and gritty according to CigarInternational.com. It is a 4 on the Cigar International Roy Gravis scale. So it's a medium full.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with full body like myself.
Right.
But other than that, I'm kind of looking forward to it. Really, the
Definitely.
wrapper's very elegant. It looks almost whiskey bottle ish because it tells you like the batch number, the
that's pretty
quantity, the blend strength, and it tells you a couple of other things too. So
Yeah, it does look very like a kind of like a bourbon.
it looks very
whiskey.
it looks very whiskey ish.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take this thing off and actually see if I can read anything.
You getting out of here, buddy?
else.
Yeah.
All right.
John's getting
Merry
out.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad. Happy Hanukkah.
Merry Christmas. We're live.
Yep.
Y'all listen to these guys.
We are fantastic.
All right.
Later.
See you, man.
Yep. Be good, man. So according to this, a truly balanced to please the aficionado who is searching for a draw of perfection, aged oak aroma with I can't read the writing on it. Yeah. 15-year age tobacco. And it's referred to as a masterpiece.
Oh.
This one, blend strength is 97.6 on the blend strength. It is from batch number 8582N, and it is number 20 out of 1,967.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
So, yeah, very, like I said, very bourbon-ish label. You're more than welcome to take a look at it while I do my light and stuff.
Ugh. This makes for great TV.
Not really. It makes it kind of hard because of the fact that I don't really know what to say while I'm trying to do all this stuff.
That looks like it's going to be difficult. That just looks difficult to light.
It is difficult to light. I'm having to switch
So
lighters.
while he's doing that,
while
though,
he's doing that.
y'all check it out. Our merch, it's finally starting to roll in.
It is. That
This
is the Life and Times of Corn.
Life and Times of Corn. So as you can see, you start out with corn, and then it goes into the pot still and the barrel, and then you put it in your glass. Very excited to have the merch start to roll in.
I'm very excited too. It's slowly but surely. We have other stuff in the room, but we can't share some of it.
No, yeah.
Just because of proprietary reasons. But
All right, so we're a couple puffs in. No,
this thing's
being a pain in the anus.
Yeah, literally.
It smells good.
It does smell good. It's got I see where they get the oak and all on it.
Yeah.
It's that end that's just screwed up.
So
Gurkha, if you're
did you
listening, change
read-
the end on this some bitch.
Did you read in there? I mean, maybe I just missed it. What is it aged in? Is it oak aged? Is it ex bourbon barrels?
According to what it says that it is
Can't open this.
oak aged.
Oh, so it is oak aged.
Yes, it is oak aged. You mean to open that?
Maybe. Gas and jets to light that cigar. Yes. Apparently. Are we good?
I got it now.
Are you
good.
lit? Do you
I'm
have your
lit.
knife on you?
I do.
There's no perforated edge.
I got you. Give me a bottle. Give me a bottle.
Dun, 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 dun. Yay.
This is why I'm the EDC portion of the
Yeah,
show.
right.
Which, by the way, we plan on getting back into that at some point after the first of the year.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So while you do that,
Yeah, I know. While I'm tearing all kinds of shit.
I do have a couple of BFFs.
BFFs, I like it. Bourbon fun facts.
Yes. So and I missed this one last week. Buffalo Trace released their 8 millionth barrel.
I saw that. I'm good. Shout out to those guys.
That's a
for sure.
whole lot of
That's a
whiskey.
whole lot of whiskey. There we go. We got that open.
All right.
And while you're still talking, I'm gonna go ahead and open the
Yeah.
other one because we have two bottles because Uncle Roy was looking at something. Mine's perforated, by the way, too.
Oh, look at there.
So yeah, mine's an interesting choice.
And of course, Fred Minnick. And if you love bourbon,
That's got to
you
be the
know
sharpest dressed man in the bourbon game.
You know who Fred Minnick is. He released his top 100 American whiskeys of 2022. And the only problem I have with his list is the top 10 is absolutely unattainable.
And see, I hate lists like that because of the fact that, when we do our kind of list, we feel on this show
Yeah,
that
like
we do what you can literally walk in and buy. Now, granted, some of the stuff we get
Yeah.
is kind of hard to find. Like some of the stuff you've done on your TikTok
Yeah.
is hard to find.
But for the most
Namely,
part, like
the
the-
Penelope Valencia.
Right. But the top 5s we've been releasing all week.
Oh yeah, they're easily obtainable.
And that was kind of part of our stipulation was they needed to be easily accessible. So we try to stick to that. Now, of course, tonight's is not, and again, we keep saying this, but thank you to Ryan. This is a Christmas present from him.
Yes.
So we're excited to get into this one. This one's not an easy one to find. But while you kind of build up what you've got going on over there, so Fred Minnick's top 10 2022 American whiskeys. Number 10, Boulder Spirits Colorado Straight Bourbon 5-year.
Okay.
Old Ezra 7-year Foolproof Rye.
Okay.
Four Roses Limited Edition Small Batch, which was a distillery only release. Stag, which is part of the Buffalo Trace.
Right.
It used to be Stag Jr.
Okay,
Number
so
6.
it's not George T. Stagg. It's Stagg. It's actually Stagg Jr.
George T. Stagg actually finished a little, or no, it didn't. That was Thomas H. Handy finished higher.
Okay, Thomas H. Handy.
But so number 6, Booker's Kentucky Tea Batch, which released this year,
Okay.
back in like April or May. Michter's 20, which is impossible to get, and it's like a $1,200 bottle. Number 3, George T. Stagg, which is part of the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. Good luck finding one of those. Number 2, Jack Daniel's Small Batch Coy Hill, which came in at a whopping 153 proof this year. Outrageous.
Yeah.
And number 1, William LaRue Weller, which is part of the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection.
Yes,
and
for
again,
sure.
good luck finding one.
So here's my thing, because it's funny we mention these lists and stuff, because I had an interesting conversation with James at Longhorn and Lumberton. You know James.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was in there the other day doing some Christmas shopping. I bought a couple of things for myself. You know, we all know how I am, yada, yada, yada. James and I had the conversation because I made the comment that Whiskey Advocate released their list basically for 2022, and Jack Daniel's Bonded was the number one. So I wonder, and I know Fred Minnick probably won't admit this, but I'm wondering if it goes back to who pays Fred the most to say their stuff is that good.
I don't know. That dude drinks like 800 bottles of whiskey a year.
Yes.
Or at least
he does drink. He tastes a lot of whiskey a year. But it's just my thought on, like, because I feel like these lists could be kind of
now
skewed if you're like sliding envelopes of money across the table and be like, hey, if you make my whiskey number one, this is for you.
And it's kind of like the award, San
And
Francisco
there's plenty
Spirits.
more where that came from.
Yeah. But like the San Francisco Spirit, it's more for an advertising thing because you pay $100 or whatever it is to enter each bottle. And then you're basically there so that you can try to get the little sticker that says "Got double gold" at San Francisco. You're paying for an advertising.
I feel that's accurate.
The biggest difference between Whiskey Advocate's list and Fred Minnick's is Fred Minnick solely based his off of the best ones he tasted at that time.
Okay.
Whiskey Advocate's list, they called it the most exciting whiskeys of 2022.
Okay. And see, I still, even knowing that now, still feel Jack Daniels is not that. I mean, don't get me wrong, Fred Minnick
prides himself on being impartial.
Okay.
And he does. And he did. So his assistants or whatever.
Right.
They put all 800 bottles basically, or 100 bottles or whatever it was, into basically little sample bottles that were unmarked.
Okay.
And he basically did like a group of 10, narrowed that down, a group of 10, narrowed that down.
Okay.
And then he basically did it bracket style.
Okay.
And he got down to, and he did them all blind. So
got you.
And I get it. William LaRue Weller is going to win a lot of blinds.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But at the same time, how am I supposed to go out? I'm not going to go out and buy a bottle of WOW. It's just not going to happen. I've got to scroll up pretty far on his list before I can start buying things.
Oh yeah, no doubt. You're probably, I would say probably the earliest one, not even looking at the list, is probably in the 40 to 50 range.
Probably
about halfway through.
But one of the one of the cool things I thought about his list is he actually had 2 different rice whiskeys on his list.
Interesting.
I know one of them was JT Mellick, which I've heard a little bit of. Can't remember. I could probably pull it up, but I can't remember what the other one is. We've done a lot of. What do you think?
It's good. You get the oakiness off of it. I get more oak than anything off of it.
Sitting here.
So I mean, it goes good. I'm interested to see how it pairs with.
So what do you want to start with?
I don't care.
So real quick, clue everybody in.
Yes,
we've got Roy's pick, Midnight Moon, which is from the Moonshine Company.
Yes, Midnight
I'm sure
Moon.
Everybody's seen Midnight Moon sitting on the shelf at a liquor store.
Yes. I didn't realize they made a whiskey.
Yeah.
So.
Then we've got our Christmas present.
Kind of like Western Suns. Yeah. I didn't know they made a whiskey.
Western Suns and Bird Dog. I didn't know they made a regular one.
Yeah, well, Bird Dogs is.
Our Christmas present.
Yes.
This is from Spirits of French Lick. It is the Morning Glory.
Okay.
And then we have, of course, Day 23.
Oh, God.
And then we have, since we're both going to be pretty busy, this is the Infinity Barrel.
Oh, interesting.
I call it Infinity Barrel. It's the 24 days of whiskey all combined into one.
Oh, okay.
So I figured we could try it just to see how it goes.
Okay.
So where do you want to start?
Let's go. So Let me see this real quick. Let me take one look. Okay, I know where we'll start. Okay, we're going to start with the Midnight Moon. The only reason why it is the lower proof out of the two. So this is Midnight Moon.
Yes.
Not to be confused with the Moonshine Company, but yes, they are related.
They're related.
Distilled in Indiana, aged a minimum of 6 months in a new oak barrel. So we have that going for us. It is from Piedmont Distillers out of Madison, North Carolina, which is kind of confusing to me because it starts in Indiana and ends up in North Carolina. But I think, if I remember correctly, we've done one before, Sugarfield, that starts in Indiana and ends up in Louisiana.
Yeah.
So not out of the realm of possibility. It is an oak cask. This is batch number 15. You are supposed. I could not find a mash bill on this to save my life. I know the ingredients is about it. You're literally supposed to be corn, rye, and malted barley, which is pretty standard across everybody's stuff.
Yeah.
According to them, the profile is a blend of aged bourbons with light whiskey with notes of spice, walnut, and caramel. So that's what I know about it. I'm going to see what the cork sounds like.
Oh, yeah.
It's a synthetic, too, by the way. Not bad for a synthetic cork.
So,
It's almost the eyes of Texas you're over there humming, sir.
I know.
Well, can you hand me your Glencairn? I'm going to let this breathe, too, while I'm doing that.
So, if it's their higher rye bourbon mash bill and it is from MGP like we're thinking, that is actually a 75% corn, 21% rye, 4% malted barley.
Okay.
Which, I mean, sounds about right.
Yeah, it sounds pretty standard. All right, I'm going to let that breathe, too, for a minute. I mean, it's good. You can tell it's a light.
So, one of the things I found,
blended,
even whenever you called me and you kept saying oak, 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 and once you look at the bottle, it's funny to me. I've never seen anybody
promote
oak cask
so much as this.
It says it like 5 times on the bottle.
Yeah, it does. It's not bad on the nose. I mean, it's kind of, you can tell it's young. Or at least aged young, because it says aged a minimum of 6 months. So.
I mean, there's not a lot of complexity there.
No, it's not real complex. It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not terrible. Let's be honest. It's not Redneck Riviera by no means.
No.
I like this a little better than 2 weeks ago, Western Suns. To me, I like this better.
You like this better than
I like
Western
this
Suns?
better than Western Suns. I mean, your thoughts?
I'd probably put Western Suns a little bit ahead of it. Not much.
I like it because to me, this is a little more, this has more of a burn to me. And I like stuff with burn.
There's just not a lot of, I don't know. There's just not a lot there, I guess.
Nah. I mean, I get it. I mean, it's literally a blended, it's MGP and some kind of light whiskey. You know, I mean, I get it. I mean, it's not terrible. You know, if I had to rate it, I would probably rate it out of 5, probably around 2.5. I mean, honestly, I mean, I don't see. I mean, I see it being on my shelf for sure.
Yeah.
I see it as something I would offer. I would kind of love to see how it would do in an old fashioned. I mean, I don't think it would be terrible in an old fashioned, but I don't think it'd be the greatest old fashioned either.
No.
But I mean, for me, the intrigue of it was the fact that, like with Western Sun,
Right.
I know this company
Doesn't
not
do- yeah.
do this product. And I felt like in my journey with all this, I've come to the conclusion that I like the strange and unusual sometimes.
Nothing wrong with that.
I get in those kicks, and apparently I'm on one right now because this is the second strange and unusual. I heard water kind of makes it a little bit better, according to the Whiskey Vault out of Austin.
Okay, that opened up the nose a little bit.
Yeah.
It's and
But what I like,
you mentioned them, and we kind of watched a little pre-show.
Yeah.
I do pick up. They talked a lot about citrus notes.
right.
I do get a lot of citrus.
But I like, to me, the fact that on the nose, because I mean, let's be honest, we've done some on the nose that have been abrasive,
Oh yeah.
very abrasive. This is not that whiskey.
Yeah, I would immediately think that this is the lowest possible proof a whiskey could be, which is 80.
This is
I know
actually
it's
90.
not, and
Yeah.
I know it's 90, which isn't a huge step up.
No, it's really not. But I
But
mean,
it drinks well enough that you're not like.
yeah, no, I mean, to me, it actually drinks slightly. I would have kind of thought it would have been like a 92 to me. I think it drinks a little lower than what I would have put it at, but I get their concept behind it. Like I said, not bad, not terrible. No.
we're gonna put that on a rating scale. Not terrible.
I mean, it's really, in all honesty, it's not bad.
Put it on a shirt. Not terrible.
Yeah, not terrible. But
It's not terrible.
But to me, the cool thing about it is, so I'm curious, without you knowing anything about it other than the name, how much do you think this bottle cost?
If I'll $19.99.
Right on the money.
Ah, I wouldn't pay any more than that.
That's exactly what I paid for. I know in some states it's as high as 25.
Really?
Yeah, but I mean,
Interesting.
it's a good. I would say it'll do the job.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, it will. I'm not disagreeing with you. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it'll do the job. I mean, is it my all-time favorite? God, no. Is it better than, say, Bird Dog? Yes. Is it better than Redneck Riviera? Yes. Yeah. Is it as good as Larceny? No.
That would be a fun one. Maybe we can do at some point is like a bottom shelf type thing.
I've had that idea that I've kicked around in my
Because I know we've talked about doing
times.
March Madness again,
Yeah.
which I'm all for it. Maybe do like a smaller bracket of like bottom shelf.
I think if we do the March Madness thing, I want to go with an all whiskey bracket this time.
What did we not have? What did we
Well, we did a cigar and whiskey.
Oh, yeah,
we
yeah,
limited
yeah.
it to 8 on either
Right.
side. I would like to see,
prefer to do? Like a 16 or
or maybe, I mean, yeah.
I would. So my thought behind it, and sorry, we're spitballing on the show.
That's what we do.
So my thought process behind it is maybe we do like a bottom shelf bracket of we can have listeners pick a couple or whatever, but find like 6 and do a mini bracket, and the winner of that bracket is
Goes
like
into
Cinderella. It can go
okay.
into our big bracket.
So you're basically talking about like the first 4 or whatever that the NCAA
kind of the
refers
play-in
to?
thing or whatever. Yeah,
I can
maybe
see that.
let them get a chance to compete with the big dogs.
I could see that. I could see that. But like I said, not bad. I mean,
No, not at all. Not at all.
I figured it was going to be terrible because
Yeah, I was expecting horribleness. Now, I would be interested, and I don't know what they do for their moonshine, but I would be interested in seeing what their moonshine would taste like after being barrel aged, because they're not doing that.
right.
They're buying pre-made MGP,
Right.
which is fine.
100%.
I like
right.
MGP.
I do
Penelope's
too.
MGP.
Yeah, Penelope's an MGP.
Smoke Wagons MGP.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of good brands out there doing really good stuff. So, what do you want to do next? Do you want to dive into the Advent calendar? Or
Sure, we can
All
do
right.
the Advent calendar.
Day 23.
I feel like this is going to be interesting. You may have to snippet this from
Yeah,
your
I will.
TikTok or whatever.
Yeah.
I have bottles that I can help
Yeah.
you move on.
Perfect.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
I know one bottle that will immediately be in there is Evan Williams bottled in bond.
Yeah, Evan Williams bottled in bond. Early times
Early times.
would probably be in that bracket. I'm interested to see, and I think Ryan and I had this conversation. Old Rittenhouse, I think, falls
Okay.
in that same quote
We're gonna-
unquote
yeah, I
price
guess we
range.
probably do a $20 max you could spend.
Yeah, 20 to 25. I think that would be kind of not necessarily beneficial because I mean it's all beneficial, but
The hell is this?
it's in the oh god,
I hope I didn't get the bottles mixed up. They were in my backpack, and 2 of them were kind of laying in the box, and 2 of them weren't.
God, I feel like you did mix the bottles.
Probably.
I feel like you mixed them up.
What is that? What is that?
I don't know, dude. That is wow.
Ooh, buddy.
Interesting.
Okay, so I don't know.
I don't either. God. I mean, I love the coloration on it.
I hope I didn't mix them up.
Well, if you did, we'll find out quickly. I'll be able to tell by your face if you mixed them up or not. Because you've been pretty close on some of your TikTok stuff that I've been following along with everybody. Yeah,
Good.
yeah. I was just mixed bottles is fun. See, yes, they are. Old Granddad. Yeah, Old Granddad's a good one. JTS Brown.
JTS Brown. And there's one that I can't find anywhere around here. It's Ancient Age.
I've seen the Ancient Age.
Ancient Age is floating around everywhere, but Ancient Age I've heard pretty good things about. JTS Brown. What's the other one? I think it's like JW Dant or something.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I think that's right.
But yeah, Old Granddad, JTS Brown. We could definitely easily make
we could make a whole bracket just off.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be hard at all.
So this is very, to me at least, sweet like a creme brulee.
This?
Yes. Hopefully we've got the same bottle. Now I don't even know.
I don't get creme brulee at all. I feel I have the infinity bottle.
Oh, shit. Damn it. I may have screwed up, guys. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. Oh, goodness. But, yeah, I mean, I feel like, and I like it, don't get me wrong. If it is the infinity bottle, I feel like we're doing something pretty good. Because, I mean, I love the fact that it's complex.
Yeah.
It takes my tongue in different areas.
Okay. So,
it's not real harsh.
And please feel free to, I'm assuming these are clean.
Yes, they're all clean.
You feel free to dump it out into one of these glasses.
Okay.
And we'll pour, because I just poured a little, a small bit of mine. And we'll move on to this bottle. And let's get each other's opinion on it.
So I'm going 4.
Okay.
I'm putting the rest of it in 4. Okay. And I'm going to do a rinse. You're like this.
Now I don't even know.
You're like, I don't know.
Because, I mean, they both look the same.
I feel like this is why you need, like, color dots on your caps.
I probably should have. You're going to get this one.
Okay.
Hopefully it's not the same thing you just drank.
We'll find out, I guess.
God dang it. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I think it makes for fun. I think it makes for entertaining.
Honey, I don't know if you're watching, but we have no idea what 23 is.
Houston, we got a problem.
We may have drank the infinity bottle before 23, or we may have both had different bottles.
Oh, my God.
We don't even know anymore.
I may have both the infinity bottles.
Oh, God, no.
What?
I don't know. That may be the infinity bottle. Okay,
this
is yours?
Yeah, smell that. Yes. Because your sniffer's a little better than mine. That's why I have to go strictly off of taste.
I think we got the same bottle.
This is awesome.
Shut up, Ryan!
You think we have the same bottle now?
I don't know.
Do you need to smell this? Balcones ZZ Top is what I picked for today.
Oh, okay, great. Because we don't know which one.
We don't know which one it is. Thank you very much for that. Yes, please.
Okay, so we have the same thing in our cup.
Okay, so we have. Okay.
I'm pretty damn sure.
Okay, fantastic.
I don't know what that is. This has got to be the infinity bottle.
That's got to be.
There's no way.
Hang on.
Well, that's interesting if I got creme brulee off of the ZZ Top. Because I don't think I said that the first time. But I did learn doing this that when bottles open up, you can truly taste the difference.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
The Big Daddies I got from Tennessee, wasn't a huge fan of it at first sip whenever I first popped it open. And then it was one of mine the other night, and it was really good.
That's the infinity.
It's got to be.
That's the Balcones.
So what do you think about the infinity?
I think we're going in the right direction. It's a little more. It's a little more abrasive. Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. Really.
Woo.
Exactly. I mean, I like what we're doing with it. I'll say that much. But I can tell the difference. That's the Balcones.
This reminds me more of like an Irish whiskey.
Okay.
For me, at least.
Yeah. Like I can get that.
For me, there's that distinct flavor from an Irish, and I know very early on, Well,
correct me if I'm wrong. You put 18-year in here at some point, I think.
No, no. This is only what I've done in the Advent calendar.
Okay.
Not ours. Not
okay.
ours. Not ours.
Was this the infinity? Okay, so neither one of these are the infinity.
No. This is the Advent calendar.
Okay.
Infinity. Sorry, I should have clarified.
Yeah,
No,
please.
This is the 24 whiskeys that we specifically used
And in
for the
that case,
Advent
that's
calendar.
what this is currently.
Yes.
That's the Tres Hombres.
It's got to be. There's no way that.
yeah, that's the Tres Hombres.
Yeah.
This is the 24 days of
So here, just for fun, Infinity bottle, because I know that's what this is.
Christmas Infinity.
Christmas Infinity.
Got you.
Bubble gum on the nose.
What the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna go weird on you real quick.
Get weird, baby.
Big League Chew.
Yeah, bubble gum.
Well, no, there's different because you got double.
Oh, you're
bubble.
going specific.
Yeah, you got double bubble, which has a more sweeter.
See, that was my
taste.
first thought was double bubble.
What? Good Lord.
We're not rocket
No,
scientists.
we are not. Not by no means. But yeah, to me, this is
bubble gum on the nose.
this is Big League Chew
but
by
I
far.
cannot figure out the palate.
I mean, hang on a second. I'm gonna try something.
Give me something. We gotta. You kind of look like a seagull.
A little bit.
Anything? Okay. Ooh,
Cinnamon?
Fun. Ooh, let's do this.
Okay.
Okay, cinnamon. But let's do this. So Roy actually got a really cool thing from Longhorn Liquor today. Let's give those guys a shout out.
Southern Drinking Club.
So Southern Drinking Club.
I got their whole
And
setup.
they've got this really cool setup with a cigar holder, a glass holder, but it's made from a barrel stave. And it came with, where's the paper?
the
Do you
card.
have it?
Yeah, I
So
have
it came with a tasting notes card, which is really fun.
Try not to
If you've never seen one of these, try to find one. Google it. I'm sure you can find a ton of them. So what it is basically is you try to and I know you can't really see it, but it's a circle diagram basically, and you start in the very center, and it gives you basic flavors. So let's do that.
I'm gonna cut and relight while you're doing that
Yeah.
too. Because I feel now I can get a better relight because it's not that little bitty pinhole that I'm trying to light. I'm actually lighting a whole end.
So I lean.
So I get spice for sure.
I lean grain and spice.
Okay.
Are
I'm
the
trekking
two-
with you.
The two center ones.
Okay.
So if you work your way out from grain and spice, grain, sweet and spicy, spice, you have brown or savory.
I would say savory, at least on my palate.
Okay. I'm going more brown.
Okay. Well,
Probably-
we've all know that your palate's a little more fruitier than mine, so that's to be expected.
Now what's weird, if I lean on the grain side, I lean more sweet. So brown and sweet.
Okay.
Now we take it one step further. You said savory.
See?
That is mint, thyme, licorice, dill, and spearmint.
To me, it's time.
Okay. And you said, okay, so thyme. Okay. I like it. I could see that.
I could see that very easily.
I said brown.
Now that I actually have kind of options to pair with and I'm thinking about it.
I said brown. So that's tobacco leaf, leather, nutmeg, coffee, cinnamon, clove, and black pepper. Probably somewhere
I could see clove and
between
cinnamon.
Clove and tobacco leaf is kind of where I would lean.
I go cinnamon if we're going that route.
And then on the grain side, I picked sweet. So that's corn, cereal, cocoa. If I'm leaning
I
any
can
of
see it
those,
very cerealish,
there's a
like oat almost.
then that's what I was going to say, like a cereal sweetness in a sense, but a very, very bitter. If I lean the cocoa side, it would have to be like 100% cacao bitterness. You know what I
Cocoa.
mean? Right.
Yeah,
So
I get that.
but this is really helpful.
I know it really is when
like
you
when
sit
you
and
work
break
through
it down.
it,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
really helpful. I like that.
And not only that, if you spend, I don't remember what the amount is, but I bought 2 bottles of whiskey. I bought
Right.
this one at $19.99. I brought one for my brother, and I got $5 off of my purchase of that. And the cool thing is, there's actually on the backside of it, I know our folks can't see it at
Yeah.
home, but it literally says Southern Drinking Club, Barton Distilling Company, fill date 4/19 of 2007. Literally on the plank. So it literally
Yeah.
is a plank
that's
of a
really
barrel
cool.
that they cut out. It's got the little drink holder. This is going to come in on one of my top 5s in a minute because
oh, for sure.
of that reason right there. that you did not see, but I put my glass in it.
Oh, yeah.
And I can hold my cigar on it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what this other little slot is. Maybe a
I
cigarette.
think it's just
I don't
part
know.
of maybe the stave or whatever part, how it
Could
curves.
be. Yeah. I think I think you're actually right. I think it's the top where the head goes. I think you're right on that. Okay. Fantastic.
But, no, if you can get one of these and you want to sit and have a whiskey tasting,
I highly recommend it. Yeah, because it's really.
Because what's cool about it, so the other, just for fun, we run through the other ones. So what was left was wood, sweet, and fruit or floral. And as I worked my way out, I don't get any of those. So we worked through it the right way.
Yes, we did.
Because it's like honeysuckle, sweet apple, blackberry, orange, vanilla, caramel, maple syrup, honey, chocolate, pecan, walnut, coconut, cedar, oak. And what's fun about this is I don't get a whole lot of that side of it.
Right. I don't either. I get the other side.
You can pretty much break it down to, okay, this is
Half
a lot
the
of what
side.
I'm getting. Now let's figure out where I'm at with all of
Matter
that.
of fact, I think there are Instas on the back if you want to plug that.
Oh, it is.
Okay.
Perfect. So this, if you're interested in this or possibly one of these, you can find them on Instagram at Southern Drinking Club or on Facebook, same thing, Southern Drinking Club.
I think we're going to have to give those guys
We're
a
gonna have
like
to give 'em
and
a
all
like
that
and a
good stuff.
follow.
Yep, for sure.
But that's good information for those of the that are getting into it and that are
I
are
feel
looking
it
at
would
doing-
really help people in the beginning phases.
Definitely. Like, I would have loved to have something like that.
Yeah, when we started, I'd love to have something like that too. I'm not going to lie one bit.
So the Infinity Barrel was fun.
Finita Barrel's really fun.
It's weird how it can go from, for me, and you kind of echoed the same sentiment. It can go from bubblegum on the nose to such weird baking spice, licorice
Right, yeah.
type stuff.
Interesting.
Very.
I like it.
No, that was a lot of fun.
it
So
really was for an impromptu kind of fun. I like it.
day 23, ZZ Top,
Trace Hombres.
Tres Hombres from Balcones, which we've come to love. But I'll never complain about a ZZ Top or a Balcones.
I wonder if Balcones can do a functional gentleman blend.
Right, we can figure that out.
That'd be fun.
I think the only problem we'd have there is you kind of lean on that peaty note of the
True.
smokiness, and I don't. So, but it'd be a fun blend.
Well, I mean, I can also kind of adjust if I need to.
No, I think it'd be a fun blend.
I think it'd be a fun blend for sure. You got a topic somewhere in this? Or you want me to
we
cover
do.
some top fives? Because I got one top five
So,
that I feel I need to cover right now.
oh, you need to cover it right
I feel like I need to cover it right now. So,
So
you
just
asked,
real quick, we're doing the functional Christmas Eve not so special.
Yes. I like the name for it. Functional Christmas Eve, not so special.
Yeah,
Eve.
it's
Sorry.
it's the eve of Christmas Eve,
Right.
And we're not doing anything special. We're hanging out. Y'all hang out with us.
Oh, for
Leave
sure.
some comments.
Yeah, leave some comment. I think
No,
it's a great
babe,
series.
no problem.
Yeah.
I'm glad you told us what it was because it really clarified where we were.
Yes, because
in the
we were trying to
confusion.
figure out which was what.
But we're just kind of here doing our thing before we get into the hecticness of Christmas. I know it can be a crazy time of the year for everybody, so we just wanted to cut
Oh,
loose,
for sure.
have everybody have a drink with us, have a smoke with us.
I'm going to try some.
And we're gonna go through at least a couple top fives, and then just kind of bullshit our way through the rest of it with some what's your plans and what's nots and when's who's and why's,
Who's he, whatsies? Mm-hmm. Comeuppance.
gadgets and gizmos.
Yep. So my dear friend sitting across the table from me said, "Hey, I've been doing these top fives all week on TikTok. I need you to pull your weight a little bit." So I decided that I was going to take, and I went back. So I'm going to tell you what I did. Yeah, it's a lot of weight, right? I feel that I did this and I did it accurately. So I went back and watched footage on every episode we did for the calendar year.
Wow.
I went back and logged every cigar that I tried in the calendar year.
No way.
Yes. I have my top 5 cigars of 2022 based off of what I've smoked on this show.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic. I do have 3 honorable mentions.
Okay. Get on
Those
in.
honorable mentions are all from the same company, so I'm going to group them all
Of course
together at
they
the
are.
same time. Black Label Trading's Last Rites, Salvation, and Royalty. All 3 really good. Black Label Trading's kind of an underrated cigar company. They're doing really good stuff. I like their stuff. That's why they're all 3 of my honorable mentions. The only reason they are is because the other 5 I feel are like
a notch above.
I feel a little bit. So diving straight into it, my number 5 for this year. Merry Christmas to Wendy Gonzalez. She's watching. Fantastic.
That's my yum.
That's your yum. Yes. My number 5 for this year was the Macanudo 97, which, as you recall, was the one with the actual metal band, which I have misplaced. I was wearing it as a ring at one point, and now I've misplaced it.
Oh, really?
I don't know where. I think one of the.
Sorry, Miss Wendy. Happy Merry Christmas.
Feliz Navidad.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
She's Mexican, so it's okay.
No, she's not.
Well, she last name Gonzalez. I mean, close enough.
Her husband is.
Well, same difference. So, like I said, Macanudo 97 was my number 5. Number 4 was Blind Man's Bluff by Caldwell. Robert Caldwell's doing some good things. I have one of his other cigars that's coming up in the near future. You'll need to pay attention for that episode. It is coming up.
That's interesting.
Number 3 was Buffalo 10, which was a gift from Ryan. That's terrible, Roy. I know. I get told that a lot. That is just terrible.
That's terrible.
The fact that I made a Feliz Navidad reference.
Oh.
It's okay. I'll see my lovely sister-in-law in a couple of days, so it's okay. Where was I? Oh, number 3 was the Buffalo 10, which was the Ryan McGee episode where we did with the Willet. It paired nicely with the Willet that is still in the refrigerator because it will not fit in the barrel.
No, Ryan, by the way, we tried tall bottles like the Willet, Family Reserve,
Western Sons,
this Penelope.
Yes.
They will not fit in the barrel.
They will not fit in the barrel. So we're going to have to keep those in another location. So, like I said, Buffalo 10 was my number 3. My number 2 was the Blackened M81 by Drew Estates. I liked it because I feel like they took the actual blackened.
They did a really good job.
Brushed it on that one. They really did a really good job.
I enjoyed that one.
So that was a good collaboration.
Hey, you may have to go with a 53-gallon barrel next time.
Yeah, maybe. Or 55.
I think the biggest one is a 53-gallon.
Is it a 53?
I think it's the industry standard.
And Ryan's going to love this one.
Yeah,
number one of 2022 was the Blackworks Studios Tiger Lily. Only because of the fact that it was very complex. It had multiple wrappers. The filler was perfect. The draw was perfect.
Okay.
I loved that one. That was my favorite one of 2022.
Interesting.
So fantastic is that. And I'm going to pull a Leto or a Letterman, whoever throws crap.
That guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Interesting.
He was using short bottles as a test. So, so we know now that short bottles.
Yes. We'll try to stick to short bottles on the show. So, our official drink of the week, if you want to dive into it.
Bam! Right there. Put it on the board. Yes. What is that? The Morning Glory by Spirits of French Lick.
Spirits of French Lick, the second most popular Indiana distillery behind MGP.
Behind MGP. Yes. Behind MGP.
This is the Morning Glory.
The Morning Glory. I have one of those every morning.
That's Morning Wood.
Well, I mean, it's glorious to me. I mean, fuck. You know? Well, that was a good pop, by the way. That's a real cork, by the way.
Yes.
Yes, I can pick that out.
Oh, baby.
It's good. Use the Southern Drinking Club one for this one.
Okay.
We're going to use the new one.
Yeah. All right. So.
Because I feel that's a fat bottom girl. Did you see that cup? Look at that cup.
Look at that cup.
That cup's fat bottom.
That's fat bottom Betty.
I can't wait till somebody locally gets the girl with no name because I'm going to smoke that.
Yeah, we need to. We definitely
I'm looking for that one.
To add that one to the list because
damn, the only bad thing about it is
have we done all 4?
No, we have not. We've only done 2 so far. We've done Leather
2,
Rose and Fat Bottom Betty. We have not done Sweet Jane or Crazy Alice.
So at some point we probably need to go ahead and just finish the cycle.
No, we do for sure.
So I had to do a little bit of research on this.
I'm glad you did
because I had no idea what Spirits of the French Lick was. So for funsies,
the only thing I know about French Lick, it's where Larry Bird's from.
Yes, and that was a fun fact. I'm glad you know that.
That's the only thing I know.
Look at you go.
The hick from French Lick.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Good tie in there. So French Lick, they're actually they started out as a wine company, and then they recently they opened up Spirits of the French Lick, which does gin, vodka, whiskey, So they're doing a little bit of everything.
Kind of like our friends at Fierce Whiskers.
Yeah, Spirits of the French Lick is based in.
They're doing their own
French Lick,
stuff,
Indiana, which is actually, I think it's West Baden is the actual
That sounds about
city. Probably should have wrote that down since I was doing a little bit of research, but it's not MGP. So,
Okay.
like I said, the second most popular distillery in Indiana,
I like it.
Is Spirits of French Lick.
Spirits of French.
So here's what's really fun about this one.
Okay.
So it starts out with a mash bill of 66% corn,
Okay.
12% rye, and 4% malted barley.
I wish the rye was a little higher. At least for me.
But Roy,
They don't make it for
that
me.
doesn't
No.
make 100%
No,
either.
I know.
So what they
That's right.
they
It doesn't make
did,
100%.
here's the kicker.
Okay.
2% buckwheat and 16% kasha, and I may be pronouncing it wrong. Kasha.
Okay.
So what? Kasha or kashi or kashi?
They make a cereal about it.
Right. So what it is actually the kernel of a buckwheat.
Okay.
And then they roast it, and that's what makes kasha.
Interesting.
Interesting. I know.
Very interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So 16% kasha, which is roasted buckwheat kernels.
Okay.
And then, so toasted is the big rage right now.
Oh, God, yes.
They
Everybody's
aged this
toasting.
in number 2 toasted barrels.
Okay.
With a medium-
Because number 3 is not toasted.
Right. You're at that point, you're getting into char.
Yes.
3, 4, whatever.
Alligator.
Right. So they do a number 2 with a medium toast on the head of the barrel.
Okay.
And then they age it. I think they said
So needless to say, you're not
3 years
You're
and-
not howling at the moon like a whiskey wolf with this one.
Not at all.
Just
Not at
checking.
And then I want to say, because I read it, I read an interesting interview with the head distiller at Spirits of the French Lick, which is Alan Bishop, if I'm not mistaken.
I hate the fact that it's not a woman. I feel there need to be more women in whiskey.
Oh, for sure. But he said they tasted it at like 2 years, and they said it was terrible.
Okay.
3 years, I think it was 3 years, 6 months, or 4 years, 6 months. I wish I would have wrote it down.
Okay.
But when they tasted it at that exact moment, it was perfect.
Either way, 2 years was garbage.
Right.
Okay.
Which was funny because it's awesome to hear a distiller say this sucks. I
Right.
thought we were going to throw it all out.
Okay.
So he said it hit that specific point, and he was like, okay, we're
But
doing
that
it
also
now.
goes back to the whole thing that we deal with down here in Texas, because if we do it 2 years, it tastes more like a 4 year.
Right.
Where if they do it 2 years, it tastes like a 2 year, and they're like, no, this is garbage. Nope,
Exactly.
not
So it's
gonna do
almost
it.
the complete opposite.
I like it. Okay.
Oh,
I guess I need to.
okay.
I've let
Yeah.
it opened up for a. Huh.
What
What is that?
That's unlike anything I've ever smelt before,
know.
as
What
far as
is
whiskeys
that?
on the show.
Chex Mix?
Maybe.
I feel like it's a combination of oat and wheat. I mean,
It's
that might be
something.
the buckwheat, I guess.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know if I've ever eaten buckwheat, but
I know for a fact I've never eaten buckwheat.
I know who he is.
Buckwheat?
Yeah,
That's buckwheat.
he's off the Little Rascals.
Yeah, that's buckwheat.
Yeah. No, it's buckwheat.
No, that's buckwheat.
No, it's not butt.
But
No.
buckwheat.
What the fuck?
You just don't say it. Buckwheat.
No,
That's
it's
how they say it.
buckwheat.
I'm just fucking with you.
Because he's next to Stymie and
Right.
Spanky and Alfalfa and all that bunch. Which I find it hard to believe that 2 of them are actually named after grains.
Well,
I feel like whoever made that was probably on a whiskey kick when they made it, because buckwheat and alfalfa, come on. It's good on the nose.
it's interesting.
I like the fact that it's 100 proof. Ooh, I really like the fact that it's 100 proof. My lips are tingling. So is my spidey sense, but it's another story for another day. It's really good, really peppery on the tongue, especially on the tip of it. When you
There's
work
definitely the pepper is there.
when you work your way towards the back, though, it kind of mellows out.
yeah.
Like for me, it's the tip, and then there's the middle section of the tongue.
Okay.
That's where it mellows out. But when it hits the back, it's very Kentucky huggish, even though I know this is not a Kentucky whiskey.
Yeah.
So, interesting. I like what they're doing up there. And where is this
different.
out of? West Baden? Is that what you said?
Baden,
West Baden,
Indiana. It's different. Like
It's
I can't
very
figure.
different,
I
yeah.
can't nail it down.
Do some reading. If I can focus my eyeballs for a second.
So what's funny is they don't even have this listed on their website. So I had to dig a little deeper to try to get some kind of other tasting notes. So I found one reviewer that did it, and I'm curious of what you think.
So apparently they named this, the reason it's called the Morning Glory is that was an actual inn
Yes.
that was operated for decades in Campbellsburg, Indiana. Interesting.
So this person, if you're interested,
I'm interested. I'm always interested. I like
Notes?
reading labels too.
notes of bran flakes, toasted oats, and even a smoky char.
Ooh, this is actually a bottle of bond. Because it says bottled and bonded under U.S. government supervision, aged at least 4 years.
That's why it's 100 proof
Okay.
and 4 years old.
Nice. Fantastic. West Baden Springs, Indiana.
Springs, Indiana. Okay.
It actually has a zip code, too, if you're curious.
Nah, I mean, no, we don't.
And according to the little map where it also says it's non-chilled filtered, it's in southern Indiana.
Oh, okay.
So,
Hey, I have a Satchel of Richards award to give out.
God.
Can I give one out?
sure.
I know it's kind of your thing.
I'll let you do the Satchel of Richards. Who do you got one for?
So, and I don't know her name. All I got from the news story was woman is suing Kraft because the instant mac and cheese takes longer than the advertised 3.5 minutes. Claims Kraft is not accounting for opening, adding water, mixing the sauce packet, and then microwaving and stirring.
This woman's a Karen.
False and misleading advertising, and demands Kraft cease all misleading advertising in regards to instant.
So what are they going to call it? Just mac and cheese?
She's wanting $5 million because it took her longer than 3.5 minutes to make mac and cheese.
I haven't said this in the last couple of weeks. She can go get fucked.
$5 million because it took her longer than 3.5 minutes to make mac and cheese.
That's just I'm not even touching that. Nope. Mm-mm. You're not ruining my Christmas
She may
vibe.
be on the
Nope.
top of the Satchel of Richards award list. I know we haven't done a lot of them this year, but she may make the top.
No, she takes the cake. I agree with
Like,
you.
that's
100%.
ridiculous.
That's beyond ridiculous. So I'm curious. Does it take her 4 minutes?
I mean,
Because opening takes like a second.
take the packet out,
That's 2 seconds.
add water,
3 seconds, maybe 4 tops, depending on how slow your tap
Right.
is.
and then you microwave for 3.5 minutes.
Okay. So you're at roughly 4 minutes right now.
Take it out, add the packet, and stir.
I feel like that's a 4.5 minute thing. So you're off by a minute.
So do they advertise 4-minute mac?
I feel it doesn't have the same ring to it.
I don't know.
That's dumb.
Come on now.
That's dumb.
It's not instant.
Come on, man. That's
Come on,
dumb.
man. Can we take that segment?
I don't know, but I feel like we can. I mean, worst thing ESPN's going to do is say, hey, you guys can't do that.
Stop it.
Stop.
So
I wish you wouldn't have told me that because now I'm going to focus on
Flustered.
nothing.
You're flustered.
I'm going to focus on nothing but that for like the next 10 minutes. Interesting.
you can sue over anything.
What else does she time? I feel like she would be that time that would
To her husband, I apologize.
no doubt. To her husband, if she has kids, to her kids, her church group. I mean, I feel like she's the one that's setting her clock by the sermon. Hey, if you tell me church is going to last an hour and you go an hour and 2 minutes, shame on you. By far. Interesting.
All I'm saying is the poor dude should never have said, yeah, babe, I can go all night.
Yeah. I don't ever make that promise.
Look, if I get a 5 minutes in, I'm good.
The funny thing about it, we have a dear friend of ours that says 2 inches is hell at 100 miles an hour. I feel like that's where we're at with this.
Yeah. 9 inches really hard, so I did it 3 times and punched her in the back of the head. Merry Christmas.
Happy Hanukkah. Kiss my ass. Kiss your ass. Kiss his ass. Happy Kwanzaa.
So
I ashed on the table.
you did it.
It's okay.
Something else we had talked about. I'm curious of what are your, because this one gets debated a lot, especially on the whiskey side that I know of. What are your top gifts for a cigar lover that's not a cigar?
I'm so glad you asked because I have that list
Do
right
you?
here. I do.
Oh man.
Number 5, a lighter
Okay.
that is triple jet or better
Okay.
because they make a quad jet. That's the only
Is-
reason I say triple jet or
Is
better.
more jets better?
I feel like it is because you're covering more surface area.
Okay. Right.
So I feel like that's kind of that
makes
thing.
sense. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were going to say something?
If you don't mind, I'd like to go 5 with you.
Sure.
And, so these are my top 5 for a whiskey lover that's
That is
not,
not
whiskey.
whiskey. Okay. I get
So
it.
let me preface this by saying my honorable mention should be a number 1, but don't buy a whiskey lover whiskey stones.
No.
I'm just going to throw that out there.
No, because not everybody likes it on the rocks.
Yeah. But and the
I
stones
prefer
are just,
mine neat.
so my
Speaking
number
of
5, yeah. My number 5 is new tasting glasses. Look for tulip shaped. You can get Glencairns, a snifter, Whiskey Wisdom, the Fat Bottom Betty that we're going to
That's
call
what
it.
we're going to call it.
There's a ton of different brands out there that make these tulip shaped glasses, and they're awesome.
The Glencairns are by far, I will say this, because I've done a little research, the Glencairns are by far the more affordable.
Right.
I think you can get 2 for like $15.
And they sell like 6-packs. I think even Longhorn.
Longhorn has
sells a
6-pack. I looked at
six-pack
them the
of
other day, and they're unbranded, by the way, too. I actually opened a box while I was there. Yeah. I felt like I owned the place.
But that would be
Sorry.
my number 5 because
Okay.
everybody loves to have nice tasting glasses,
For sure.
especially those
sure.
that get into the hobby.
Oh, for sure. No doubt. My number 4, an ashtray.
Okay.
Because I have one right over there. I actually
You do.
probably need it, but I'm not worried about it right now.
To go.
I
Just
feel like
the-
it would too.
The sheer functionality.
Well, not just that.
of
If you
it.
drop it, it ain't gonna break.
It's not going to break. It's super easy to clean.
Nice.
Yeah, I love the fact that you threw that one out there.
I
'cause
get you.
Silicone is
I
great.
get you. Silicone's a good one.
My number 4, ice mold. So you can go round, wedge, square, but for those that like on the
Skull.
rocks, yeah, I mean they sell a ton of them.
They do.
But the bigger ice mold, it melts slower, so
Uh-huh.
it dilutes it a little less.
Yes.
And for those that enjoy it on the rocks or chilled, will be able to enjoy it a little bit more.
Right. Aged in ore trap. What?
Yes. Hey, Ryan, you're ruining things again.
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
No, I didn't know anything about that. There's an aged in
Thank you,
ore
Ryan.
traveling
Yes.
glass and bottle.
Yes. Ryan, if you don't mind, if you can tag something in there or give everybody where it's at.
Okay.
That's great.
So I'm curious, what is this that you guys
so-
speak of?
Aged in ore.
Okay.
And it's actually my number 1 since Ryan, spoiler alert again. This is the second time he's done it. Aged in ore. So they have a travel kit, which is really cool. It comes, so their travel kit bundle
Okay.
comes with 4 3-ounce bottles
Okay.
of these. So it's a
Okay.
little bigger than this. It holds 3 ounces.
Got you. How big is that one? Just out of curiosity. Okay.
But it's silicone. It's wrapped in silicone, so it protects it a little more.
I got you.
And then it comes with a 4-bottle carrying case.
Okay.
And then along with this travel kit bundle that you can get, they also include a taller circular travel kit that has a glass and another 3-ounce bottle
Okay.
in it.
I like it.
It's not. It's a really nice kit.
Okay. Yeah, definitely tag that in the comments.
Yeah.
Since
No,
Ryan's kind of hanging out. I
might
can
have
you
to-
do that? Yeah, you got the
I can
keyboard.
do it. I can do it.
I can do it.
So that was my number 1 since we're doing that already.
Okay.
But you can go with your number 3.
I'll go with my number 3. My number 3 is a cutter. Whether it's the fact that you like to V cut,
Yes.
punch cut,
Big-
regular
no, for
cut.
sure.
Because I have literally, this is the Lotus V cut. I also have if I remember what brand this is. This one's from Nacogdoches Cigar Company.
Yes.
It actually has a straight cut with a cigar rest built in it.
Really?
Yes, that's what the little metal.
Oh, okay.
That's what those are. But I also recommend too, if you're at a cigar lounge, buy their stuff.
Yeah.
Whether
no,
it's
for sure.
Galveston
I,
Island, Nacogdoches Cigar, Humidor in Port Arthur, However, buy their stuff locally. But that's my thing as a cutter, because everybody needs a good cutter.
So, did I turn this on?
I don't know. Did you?
I saw the other day, and I want to know your thoughts on it before you dive into number 2.
Okay.
I saw the other day a combo cigar cutter. It had a V on one side and a regular circle on the other.
So I have a
cut it
theory
either
on
way.
those. Most of those are plastic. If somebody makes a metal one, I will buy it. I prefer a metal cutter just because of the fact that if you drop it, you're not going to screw it up.
Right.
So, I mean, even though I have multiple plastic cutters, like my prime example, my Galveston Island one is,
Yeah.
it's all metal and it's a V cut. My Lotus is a V cut, but my Nacogdoches Cigar Company is mostly plastic and it's a straight cut. And then, of course, I also have what is referred to as the Vector Big Kahuna. That's actually a serrated cut. So, and it has a cigar wrist built in it as well. So, I prefer a metal cutter. I have plastic cutters just for the fact that if they drop, it's, no big deal.
Right.
But, hey, look at us. We're tagging aged and ore in the
So
comments.
it looks like Ryan said, Gramworks Cigar Tube. Reach out and they will custom Cerakote your tube.
Okay. I like that. Because I actually looked at something that Longhorn had the other day. So Longhorn had it was a combo, but it was a 1 tube with also a 3-ounce flask. Like one end was a flask, the other side was a tube.
Mm-hmm. That doesn't work. I tried.
What do you do?
I was going to try to tag Midnight Moon in it.
Well, I mean, feel like you had it.
It wasn't.
Go back, type. And Midnight Moon.
I don't think it's any of those.
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
So
we'll
I'm
tag
curious.
we'll tag about comments.
And Ryan, I'm curious. What Cerakote, is that like ceramic coating? And more
it's
you
more
may
or
know.
less kind of like it's a protective coating, kind of almost like bed liner, but not quite bed liner. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of
Sorry, I forgot.
handgun people, like prime example, Guard and Defend locally does a lot of Cerakoting. Lead Slinger in Beaumont does a lot of Cerakoting. It's basically a protective coating for the metal, and it makes it to where it's less dentable and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So,
Oh, shoot.
dang it!
Sorry.
What'd you do?
I had deleted Gurkha.
Oh, it's okay.
I was trying to get him in there. Gurkha. We had, what was it? Southern Drinking Club?
Yes, Southern Drinking Club. We're tagging a bunch of people.
Why not?
Well, sure.
We got anybody else we can tag?
You can technically cab Gerber because they made my multi-tool here that I got, which has got a
Okay.
pry bar with
Gerber
a
baby.
bottle with
Gerber babies?
No, not that one.
Gerber
no,
gear.
Gerber gear. There you go. All right, tag them too.
We're
'cause
tagging them all.
Like I said, I got this thing.
You guys are awesome. All of you.
It's a exchange of blade, which you can put the little box cutter
Oh,
blades
you can do
in
box
it.
cutter. Okay.
Yeah, and it's got a bottle opener. So I mean, it's kind of the quintessential multi-tool.
For sure. On sale now. You like how I did that?
Right. So that was number 3.
Oh, yes.
Did you have a number 3?
I did.
Okay.
Sorry. Number 3.
I feel we're rambling at this point.
We are. Cocktail smoker or bar kit. So, anybody like me, I enjoy a smoked old fashioned. But a nice
We
bar
have
kit.
our McGee Works.
Yes, we have a McGee Works custom made
smoker. Yes.
But a good bar kit with a shaker.
Okay.
The tall bar spoon, the strainer, all of that.
I think it
a
was
good bar kit would be.
There
would be
was a
nice one.
website that I referenced a previous episode. I think it was
Probably.
Barware. It was either Barware or homebar.com.
Can you
One
continue
of the
to
two.
ramble?
Sure, I think I can. I mean, because
It's weird being by yourself.
it's weird. It's ridiculously weird. But like I said, we're all about promoting whoever and stuff we use. And like I said, Gerber's a big thing with me. I have several of their pocket knives. The Southern Drinking Club's Big Tulip, which if you look at the bottom of it, it actually says Kentucky Bourbon Trail on it. So it's kind of like a Glencairn, but it's a little bigger than a Glencairn. So I like that. Shout out to Unique Boutique Tumblers because Bucky has his tumbler. I don't have mine because I'm lazy and I didn't wash it this week because I had to work all week. But other than that, check out the merch. Bucky's got his hoodie on right now. Get close. There you go. No twerking, by the way. No twerking.
On it.
But yeah, I'm kind of really I'm really impressed with this whole Southern Drinking Club thing that I bought from Longhorn.
Yeah, no, it's nice.
I like it.
I'm curious. You're a couple sips in now on your Spirits of the French Lick. We didn't really dive into it a whole lot.
I like it because the fact that it's
so different.
It's very different.
Like
because,
I cannot nail down what it is.
Like what those guys are doing. Balcones is probably our biggest love affair, just because of the fact that they do so
many different expressions.
Oh my God, so many.
You could literally not drink the same thing all week.
You can go with anything from the Balmorea to the Lineage, and it's all very affordable. I think their most expensive thing is $75, $80.
Yeah,
something like that. $80,
especially if you go with like a store select single barrel.
Right.
I think the American single malt was somewhere around that.
Somewhere around $80. And like I said, you can get the Lineage for like, I think 35, 37, give or take, somewhere in that area.
But yeah, they offer a lot. So number 2.
My number 2 is a travel humidor, and I have 2 of them over there on the table. Yes. I didn't think about grabbing them. One of them off of and put some of my stickers because I have a Black Rifle Coffee. I have a Pelican Shop, which is a cigar lounge in St. Thomas. And then I also have the Come and Take It because I'm a native Texan, so that's fantastic. Those are more for smaller cigars, like probably 4 to 5 inch. But if you go anything over that, if you don't mind the black one, I can't remember the brand of it, but there's a black one that's over there.
Let's just take a gander.
Yeah, let's take a gander at it. Like I said, I ordered off of Amazon. It's been super clutch for me. So this is thank you very much. So I have this is the nub one that I custom done with the Pelican Shop in St. Thomas Virgin Islands, Black Rifle Coffee on one side, and the quote unquote Come and Take It flag on the other side. And this one is a Perfecto XLT, which has the actual hygrometer on the outside of it. You can see it from there. They can see it kind of sort of. It's that little dot that's right.
The circle.
Here. I'm sorry, I'm having to do everything backwards.
You got to invert it.
But yeah, this will hold literally, I think, like 8 cigars.
Really?
It also has a cedar plank in the middle of it.
Nice. I like that.
So it holds 1, 2, 3, 8 cigars total.
Okay.
So this is I highly recommend one of these.
Yeah,
I think I paid $15 on Amazon for that particular one. This one I got as a gift from a friend of mine, which is also a friend of the show by the name of Christy Brown.
Very nice.
So, yeah, that's my number 2 is a travel humidor.
Nice. So my number 2, a blind tasting kit. So there's multiple companies that make these. Blind Barrel is one of them. Picks Pack by Get.Picks, little sample bottles like this.
Okay.
And you basically work your way through them, figure out what you like, what you don't like. They give you tasting note cards like we used earlier.
Okay, with the Southern Drinking. Yeah, this one.
So you kind of work your way through, and then by the end of it, of course, you can like scan a QR code or
this
whatever
one
the case
has a QR
may be.
code on it.
Yeah. And it'll tell you what those whiskeys are, and if it's something you like, obviously you can go out and buy it. If it's something you don't like, you kind of steer away from those types of whiskeys. But it's just a blind. Some of them come with 3. Some of them come with, like, I think Beverage makes ones that's got like a 12 days. You could do like 12 different ones.
So I'm curious, and I'm gonna kind of interject something in your thought.
More than welcome.
How do you feel about whiskey sorties? Like, they go as low as, I think, $49 a month, and they go as high as like $99 a month. But they send you a whiskey every month.
Interesting.
For you to
so
kind of try.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, that would be something I think it would be a quote unquote sleeper pick.
No, for sure. Especially if it's somebody that. Obviously, you probably need to care about them a little dearly if you're going to spend $100 a month or whatever it may be on them. But I was trying to go with the slider lower end.
I get you.
But a fun blind tasting, or if you wanted to sign somebody up for a Whiskey of the Month club where they get one and they're like, let's try it out and see if I like it. But so that's what I've enjoyed about the 25 days of whiskey the most is the blind factor of it.
Yeah, the blind factor is really interesting to me.
So doing a blind tasting where it's just a random kit that shows up and you're like, all right, let's see
and I
what we
also
get.
love the fact that you've had so much fun with the blind kit because I personally loved your episode with the multiple hoodies. I don't know how in the actual hoodies are slightly bigger.
I was
feel
worried.
like you could have put 10
I
based
wasn't
off
sure.
of my size.
Yeah, I was really worried about how to get 5 because I actually had more, but I got to a point where I was.
So pretty.
It really is, but I couldn't move my arms. Like I was like this, but you know, I figured 5 was a good number. Plus, I could get through the fast motion pretty quick.
No,
But-
I love
and
I love the fact that
I
you
watched it. You could see the sweat right
you
here
can,
on my nose.
But I love the fact that you did the whole fast forward thing when you took them all off. I love that, by the way.
But
So
I got really hot really fast.
So if you hadn't figured out, my dude here is on TikTok at undrafted free agent with no E.
Correct.
I am on TikTok. I'm gonna dive more into mine into 2023.
We're working on it.
I was trying to figure out that website. What is that? Oh,
that's the Aged in Ore collection.
Okay, I got confused
the
for a
travel
second.
kit.
My TikTok will dive more into 2023. I'm
Okay.
kind of like building stuff and
right.
resharing stuff, kind of promoting your stuff.
Okay.
But 2023, I feel like I'm going to go full tilt.
I hear you.
We're going to do cigars. We're going to do cutters.
Hell
We're going to
yeah.
do all kind of other stuff.
And I'm
Just
definitely
because of the
excited about
fact-
that because I do follow a few cigar guys.
I do
and
too.
It's fun watching
I do
their
too.
content. I like what they're doing.
It really is because they do a lot of fun stuff. And the cigar community is kind of like the whiskey community
Oh,
in a
for
way.
sure.
The fact that it doesn't matter if you're a CEO at a Fortune
Yeah.
500 or if you're a route delivery guy for
if
a
you're
distributor.
you're just getting started, or you've been smoking cigars for the last
Right.
40 years, a lot of those guys are really cool.
For sure. 100% for sure.
So did you do your number one?
I
I'm
did
sorry.
not.
What you got?
My number one is actually what I refer to as a combo, which I have right here, and I'll hold it up and try not to drop it.
Please don't.
So this is the Southern Drinking Club combo, which is actually a cigar holder and Glencairn, but I have actually their oversized Glencairn, as I'm going to refer to it. But it's actually a plank from a whiskey barrel. I feel these could be made very easily by the
for sure.
DIY guy. So
No, it's nice. I like it.
I like it too.
We
I like
looked
the
at
fact
them
that it's
a
charred.
couple weeks ago whenever we
did
were at
look at them a
Longhorn.
couple weeks ago. I pulled the trigger on one recently because I had to go into Longhorn to buy a Christmas present, and then I found this thing, which oddly enough is not super bad. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm 2 for 2 right now on the bottom shelf thing.
No, you really. I mean,
really am. Between the Western Suns and the Midnight Moon, I'm 2 for 2 right now.
now the bird dog we may have to talk about,
We may have to talk about that one.
but no,
Bird Dog needs to stick to their flavored stuff.
Yeah,
They need to just not even make a regular whiskey and just say, hey, we're going to do flavored, and that's it. I'm kind of curious, though, on their chocolate chip one. That one kind of intrigued me a little bit.
So I had a buddy of mine that I used to work with. We ran into each other on the whiskey aisle of Specs.
Okay.
Go figure, right?
Yeah, go figure.
He was looking for a cookie dough whiskey, and I looked at him and I was like,
no.
"Why?
Why?
But he was like, "Well, you know, I do. I'm into the whole the flavored whiskey thing, which is fine.
I feel if you have to flavor
It's
your
fine.
whiskey,
You
I mean,
know,
I know we talk about function your way, but at the
do
same
it.
time, if you have to flavor whiskey, I feel like
do
there's
it how
an
you need to
issue.
do it. And that's fine. You want to drink it? Okay, I'm not a fan of it. I get it.
I feel like it gives you more of a hangover because I feel like it's sugary
There's
sweet
a ton
almost.
of sugar. And
yeah.
You shouldn't really call it whiskey if I'm being completely honest, because a lot of them are less than 80 proof.
Right.
And American whiskey or
But you know, the
bourbon
funny thing
have to
about it
be 80
is, in the
proof.
weather that we've had in Texas,
that may be true.
I think
don't
it's
know.
right because I want to say that the
Now I know
flavored moonshine that Texas Tail does, I think it freezes because I have some in the freezer right now. It's actually peach flavored.
I know there was a big controversy earlier this year, and it spiraled around TikTok quite a bit.
You don't say.
People were putting vodka in their freezer, and it was freezing.
That's because their vodka's not high proofed.
Well, we're talking about like good vodka, like Tito's, and I've always stored Tito's and Texas Tail and the vodkas that I purchase in the freezer,
Right.
and they've never froze. Well, people started doing it this year, earlier in the year, and it was freezing. So there was quite a controversy
Interesting.
saying that they were skimping out and lying about the proof to stretch their product.
Yeah, because I know normally, like anything under 80, I know for sure.
Stats and information.
Yeah, pull the stats and information. I feel like anything under 80 proof would freeze pretty
what
easily.
Proof does alcohol
Freeze. Nice. I love it. Fantastic.
But any proof higher than 50 will not freeze in a conventional freezer.
Okay.
50.
50.
So if
Which
vodka
is only
is
like
freezing,
25% ABV, by
Right.
the way, for those of you keeping scores
but
at home.
I mean, if you think about it, vodka should never freeze.
It shouldn't, no, because most vodkas are above 50 proof, unless it's, so here's the thing, unless it's flavored. Because I've noticed like flavored moonshine, most of that stuff is around 40 to 50 proof. It will freeze.
Well, let's just take a look. Yes, I'm of legal drinking age. Been drinking for a while now.
I feel that's appropriate. I was pulling up my last call. Not that I'm trying to rush the show or nothing, but
No, you're good. Oh, it doesn't say.
That's Tito's. Interesting. I love Tito's, by the way. If I was to go to the vodka realm, Tito's would be where I'd go to.
To be a Tito's man.
You used to be a vodka guy, period.
Right, I used to be a vodka guy,
until you got to
period.
doing this show.
But I actually have migrated away from Tito's because, and I'm not going to talk bad about any brand.
Well, no, but
I don't do that. But there was quite a bit of things that they're very misleading in their advertising.
Oh, I'm sure they are, yeah.
So I've migrated away from the Tito's thing.
Yeah, because I feel you're kind of...
Texas,
Yes,
in
which is
Houston
out of Houston.
is really good. But Texas Tail is by far my. I mean, even today, if I'm gonna do a mixed drink type thing with vodka, it'll be Texas Tail.
I can tell you right now, my wife's go-to is the pineapple Texas Tail.
Really?
That's her go-to.
Yeah.
When she's doing vodka, that's her go-to.
I was just curious of what Tito's might be proofed at. Vodka. I'm just curious. I don't 80 proof. So 80 proof is the standard. So it should not freeze.
Should not.
And they did it with more than Tito's. Don't think I'm picking on Tito's, although I am a little bit.
Yeah.
But they were doing it with multiple vodkas, and they were all freezing.
Yeah, because I'm sure Smirnoff is pretty close.
Stretching their product, and
yeah.
I'm like, what are we doing?
That's how lawsuits happen.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll be honest. That's how lawsuits happen.
That's how you end up with a $5 million lawsuit. Over 3.5 minutes.
Over 3.5 minutes as opposed to 4-minute mac and cheese.
Oh, goodness.
Good
okay.
Lord Jesus.
So,
your number one. I did my
number one was the travel kit from Agent
Okay,
Orange.
gotcha.
But I will do, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind
so,
at all.
You did your top 5 cigars smoked on the show.
Yes.
I approached mine a little different. Maybe I should have dove into our 2022 a little bit more. But I did my top whiskeys that I drank this year.
Okay.
Just period.
I feel I know what your number one is.
So I tried to do this a little bit like I did a lot of my top 5s that I've been posting on our Facebook.
Which is fantastic, by the way. I love
availability
what you're doing.
is big for me. But we're going to do this. So my top 2 are ones that I only had a pour of.
Okay.
And that is Booker's. And I don't know which Booker's it was because it was at the Tree in Lumberton.
Gotcha.
So they just poured me a pour of Booker's.
Okay.
And then the second one is the same situation. It was E.H. Taylor. Both of which are hard to get.
Yes, E.H. Taylor especially. I don't know much about the Bookers, but I know E.H. Taylor is really hard to find.
Extremely hard to find.
Put it this way, you ain't walking in Specs and Longhorn and finding E.H. Booker. Or E.H. Taylor. Sorry.
And we talked about it. And we talked about it on the Longhorn episode with Mike. Mm-hmm. You can actually find quite a bit of E.H. Taylor in their baskets that they do, which is awesome. Because you spend a couple $100 more and you're getting not only E.H. Taylor, which oftentimes will cost you a couple $100 to $1,000 if you're finding it on the secondary.
Yes.
But you'll get some amazing liquor or whiskeys like E.H. Taylor. They've thrown Elmer T. Lee in there. They've thrown, they've thrown a lot of good ones and hard to find. whiskeys in those baskets.
Yeah, because we know Pappy's hard to find.
Right, and they've thrown that in there.
BTAC
the BTAC collection from Buffalo Trace.
Yeah.
But they throw a lot of those good ones in there. So you spend a few $100s and you're getting things that you won't find anywhere else.
Right.
So that's one of the really cool things is you can walk in there and spend the same amount of money that you would spend in the secondary and get like 4 bottles.
Yes, no doubt.
So that's really cool. But that's why I put those two as my honorable mention because I had samples of them at the tree.
Okay.
So my number 5 is Blue Note Juke Joint Uncut Unfiltered.
Which, by the way, I love that one. By the way, you got me turned on to that one. I love Juke.
So the
Joint.
one I've had is the Longhorn Liquor Barrel Select.
The Barrel Select.
But from what I understand, most of their uncut unfiltered Juke Joint is really, really, really good.
Yes.
It actually landed at number 7 on Whiskey Advocate's 2022 Whiskeys of the Year.
Okay, I got you.
So my number 4, and thank you, Ryan, again on this one, Elijah Craig 18 year. I just thought it was really fucking good.
Yeah, the 18 year is good. It's got good flavor. It's I can't say enough good things about 18 years because I've actually had it at Ryan's myself.
Number 3, Barrel Bourbon Batch 33, which is the only batch I've had. I haven't gotten a chance to explore.
That's one I'm not familiar with.
So
I'm not going to lie to you.
Barrel Craft Spirits is doing a lot of great things, and I hear nothing but good things about. They do a Seagrass, which is a rye whiskey that has landed on multiple top lists of 2022. Okay. But their Barrel Bourbon Batch 33 was a really, really good bottle this year.
I'm sure it was. By far.
My number 2, I've talked about them multiple times. They started out the kind of the same way we did. Pursuit United, their bourbon is blended from the Tennessee, Kentucky, and New York.
Yeah.
Pursuit United bourbon is fantastic. It's sweet. It's 108 proof.
That's another one I'm not familiar with.
We did it on the show.
We did do it on the show, but like I said, I'm not super familiar with it.
Yeah. And then my number 1, and I'm sure you know what it is, Garrison Brothers Balmorea.
Yes.
Is freaking fantastic.
Yes, Balmorea is.
If you can get a pour, I highly recommend it.
The only thing I can even come close to comparing it to, just because of the complexity of it, to me, and I know it's totally different, so bear with me on this, what Balcones is doing with their rum cask, which I think is the Prohibita, if I'm not mistaken. It sounds right.
Sounds right.
I mean, I don't know at this point, but I love what Balcones is doing. I actually tried some of your honeydew, which I actually kind of liked. I didn't think I would to begin with, but at the same time, I did kind of enjoy it a lot because it's really good.
I just did that one a couple days ago.
Right.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's really good. I love what we're doing in Texas as a whole. Coming between Garrison Brothers and Balcones.
Still Austin.
Still Austin's a good
they
one.
They made my number 5. If you haven't seen tonight's top 5, I did top 5 cask.
Yes, I saw that one.
Strengths or barrel strength.
I saw that on my drive back from Houston. Yes, I did.
Number 5 was Still Austin Cask Strength.
Yes.
They are doing amazing things. Their rye, I had it recently on the top 25 or my 25 days of whiskey.
And not only that, there was one really that you did from TX.
The TX PX sherry cask finish. Freaking good.
That was a good one.
And that one, funny story about that one. Not really funny. I don't know why I said funny story about it.
Because you said funny story about everything.
All the time. Whiskey Advocate, and I recently figured this out because I was doing a little bit of research since I was diving into their top 10 list on Whiskey Advocate. They actually rated, and I think it was a few years ago whenever they did it, they actually rated the TX Whiskey PX Sherry Cask like a 93 on their scale of 100.
That's about right.
So that's really
that's
good.
pretty high. I would agree with that.
I'm not a huge fan of TX whiskey, like they're just normal stuff, but their sherry cask, I've put it on 2 lists so far.
Right.
And it because it's really that good.
But I mean, let's be honest, their normal stuff comes in at like 86 proof. I wish they would kind of tweak that up to a 90.
I feel like they took a little bit of a left turn whenever I think it was Campari, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, the Campari was
Campari Group. Well, the Campari Group purchased them
Right.
a few years back, and they're doing great things. Like they've established them as a major brand.
Well, yeah, because I feel Campari did with TX what I'm hoping that Diageo does with Balcones.
Right, you turn them
It's
into
just a distribution thing. You're not
thing.
going to mess
Yeah.
with the formula that they've got going on.
Yeah, but
Because if
no,
they
it's
do, I'm
exciting.
going to tell you right
So,
now, Diageo, I'm coming for you.
Don't fuck with my Balcones.
Yes, do not mess with the Balcones.
So I'm curious. We're getting fairly late into
Yeah,
the
we're
evening.
about an hour and 25 minutes, give or take.
You got big plans for Christmas?
Not
or-
really, man. I'm going to keep it low key. I mean, we normally, Christmas Eve will be at my in laws, so I'll be heading north to Sparker, which is the big metropolis that I go to
yeah.
occasionally. Christmas Day, I'll be heading to Mount Bellevue to spend time with my brother and my mother and all that stuff.
Right.
I'm going to try and swing in a trip to the cemetery to see my dad's grave, which is always kind of a interesting trip in its own
Do you
right.
do that one by yourself, or do you?
I normally do that one by myself. I've done it with the kids once, and that was on his birthday.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah,
But
I normally do that one by myself. That's normally a me thing. I go.
do y'all
out
do
there.
anything as far as like with your brother and that side of the family?
Yeah, I mean, we do, like-
do y'all do anything weird or crazy or fun?
Not
or-
really. I mean, we just show up
kind
at
of
my
the
brother's house,
traditional-
kind of do traditional Christmas, open gifts, and then we have dinner afterwards. This year, since I'm actually off on Monday,
That's good.
because Christmas falls on a Sunday,
Right.
I'll be at my aunt and uncle's, which is here in town.
Right.
So that won't be that big of a deal. But I mean, other than that, it's kind of just standard Christmas stuff. What about you guys? I know y'all normally make a pilgrimage to
Yeah.
Finette.
We make the trip out to Finette.
I
So
got
we'll
you.
do my family on
I
Christmas
was there
Eve.
not too long ago.
Yeah?
Thursday.
Nice.
No, sorry, Wednesday. Wednesday. I was out in Finette.
Yeah, we'll make the trip out to Finette and do my family on Christmas Eve, which we do.
By the way,
every year.
shout out to, was it Cross Country? The convenience store in Finette that your aunt manages? They have some of my products. So go check them out if you need a Bang, if you need a Black Rifle coffee, if you need a Red Line, if you need a Rise, which is
Hey, pat yourself
Sunny
on the
Delight.
back.
I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Which is Sunny Delight, Ring Pop, and Kool-Aid. Yes, they have a Kool-Aid flavored energy drink. It is
Yes.
delicious.
But yeah, we'll make the trip out to Finette. That's always fun.
I like it.
Enjoy the shit out of that.
You're going to have to tell Mimi I said hi.
Yeah, for sure. But it's never a bad thing whenever I get to see my family out there.
No, it's never.
And then Sunday, we'll do Christmas here. Obviously, the girls will open their presents Christmas morning.
Oh, of course. That's what we do at the house, too.
then
I mean,
my in-laws and a couple family members will make the trip over.
Okay.
And I am going to be smoking a brisket all day, pretty much all day Sunday. I'll probably start it Saturday night.
if you have leftovers, call a brother.
But I'm doing a brisket, a couple racks of ribs.
Okay.
I think we'll do a potato salad, but we're gonna kind of do
So
it.
you're doing kind of a Texas Christmas.
Right, we're gonna lean more into the Texas thing.
Yeah, we're doing more traditional. I mean, because I know my wife and we're bringing the quote unquote 7-layer delight
Yeah.
river bottom pie, better
go
than
wrong with all that
sex,
stuff.
and the green bean casserole.
Yeah.
And I had to pick up rolls locally because everybody
wants
requested
that.
it.
You can't
Yes.
go wrong with those rolls.
No, you cannot.
But yeah, we
Shout out
kinda,
to Joe's, by the way, in Silsby, because they do
their
phenomenal.
pizza's freaking awesome.
I ordered one tonight, and I'm sure there's some
But-
left in the house because I'm going to need it after
Yeah.
all the whiskey
Right.
that I've consumed, and I've still got this little bit left,
But-
which is
Yeah, so we kind of leaned into the Texas thing this year. I'm excited about it. I've got the new pellet smoker. Woo, yeah.
yeah.
I got my new pellet smoker for Christmas. It was an early Christmas present from my wife, which I love, by the way.
Yes, I know you had to use my truck to pick it up.
Yeah, right.
Shout out to this guy.
Yeah, shout out to that guy for letting me use his truck. But I love the crap out of it, so I'm excited to get to use it again. It'll be my second brisket to do on it. So
Okay.
I'm hoping this one comes out a little bit less dry. But
No,
Dana,
the other one was dry.
a little bit. It was on the drier side.
It
but
looked really good on TikTok, not gonna lie. It looked
that's
really
the
good
point,
on
right?
TikTok.
But we did. Well, it was a small brisket that was pre-trimmed. There was barely any fat on it. So
You know,
it was-
if you need a trim
I
brisket,
was-
I know a guy. You're just gonna have to call
I
me.
was just worried
I know
about
a
it.
guy.
I was worried about it because it didn't have a whole lot of fat on it.
I got
But
you.
This one is a better one.
Because I walked
So-
into a certain establishment, which we're Texans, so HEB.
H-E-B.
I know a guy that's
Yay.
the head guy over the
Yeah.
the meat market or whatever you want to call it.
No, I get all my meat from H-E-B.
He hooked Brandy and I up. He trimmed it and did the whole 9 yards. And
Yeah?
mwah. Yes.
But
fantastic.
that's kind of the plans. We'll see how it all goes. I got the girls all next week.
Oh, well, that's
Because
cool.
Dana goes back to work.
Oh, yeah. I'm
So-
at work, by the way. The only day I get off
We'll
is
be
Monday.
big chilling all week. I ain't doing much of nothing next week.
Big pimping.
Babe, don't ask me for no honeydews because I ain't doing it.
Nope. He's got other work to do, and
Yeah.
it's functional gentleman work.
Yeah,
by
I
the
got
way.
some stuff to do.
A little bit.
So since you mentioned it, we're gonna be releasing a few new things.
Yeah, because we
come
don't
the
know
new
if you've
year.
noticed. There's
We've
different
been changing it
Yes.
a little bit
Subtly,
up there,
yeah.
and just pay attention, hey guys.
Womp, 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 womp.
But yeah, I've got some stuff I need to work on.
Yes.
For our merch, which is
Hey, check your liver, by the way.
check your liver.
Yes. Go
which
ahead
I
and check your liver.
Should be doing more often.
I feel like, right? I feel like, oh, shit. My liver hates me right now.
But we've got a lot of cool stuff coming up this year.
Yeah, I don't have
know
any
we're
of the
gonna
little
have-
round. I don't have any of the little round white things to show them, so I'm just going to do my hand
Yeah,
in like
just
a
don't
circle.
do it.
Circle.
If you're going to be
circle.
out at Southeast Texas Whiskey Festival,
we will be there.
we'll be there.
The wives will be there.
The wives will be there.
we
And
need
those
to-
little round things, the white round things we're talking about,
They'll be there.
They'll be there. We'll be handing those out.
We need designated drivers. Just saying. We need designated drivers. At
But
least one.
we'll be handing out some goodies.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be freaking
Oh.
awesome.
I got a hat that I'm going to unveil that night.
Really?
Because I talked to
Okay.
a local person.
Yeah?
She's going to hook me up.
Is she now?
Yes, she is.
That's
I talked to
awesome.
her today, actually.
F&A Cotton, F&A. That's going to be exciting. So let's see that new hat. Maybe we can
Yes.
work on that one.
Yes.
And we'll have it on the website. Hopefully
Yes.
everybody out there sees it.
I don't know if we can do that one on the
But-
website because, yeah. She has the. I actually looked at her thread. She actually has the right color,
see.
so
see.
we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. It's always good to figure it out.
We both did the same,
Did we?
with the same finger. Actually, that's what's so funny about
But
it.
if you're ready, I think I'm
Hit
ready.
it.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Let's go from the hop.
Hangovers are temporary. Drunk stories are forever. Oh shit!
What'd you?
Multiple finger glasses. Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Check out the merch, functionyourway.live.
Yes.
Hit us up on the email if you want us to come visit your establishment. What?
That infinity barrel hits different.
It does hit different. Hits a lot different.
Yes. So check out the merch. Like Roy said, functionyourway.live. We are posting more and more content every day across social media.
Undrafted free agent, agent with no E.
Franchise tagged FGOC.
Thank you very much.
At Function Your Way on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. We're all over the place. We're trying to get bigger. We're doing our thing. Stay tuned because 2023 is probably going to be our year. Throw that paper.
Yep.
We are the Functional Gentlemen. Hashtag Function Your Way.
Yes.
Hashtag for the fans. And I think we're out of here.
Hashtag Merry Christmas, Feliz
Yes.
Navidad,
Merry
Happy
Christmas,
Kwanzaa.
everybody. Happy New
Happy Hanukkah.
We got another show coming up before New Year.
Oh yeah, we do have another
One more show
Yes.
before New Year.
One more.
We'll be back.
Yep.
We're out.
My tongue get what I deserve. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you.